Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for September 8th. We are looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This particular pair moved lower today. This pair overall is moving sideways with the bias that is sideways. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 93.62, possibly as low as 91.38. Look for some resistance around 93.01 and look for some support around 91.93. Now, switching over to the Euro-USD pair, this particular pair broke out above previous resistance areas and closed well above it. Overall, this pair is moving to the upside. We are looking for this pair to possibly go as high as 146.23, possibly as low as 142.52. Look for some resistance around 145.34 and look for some support around 144.07. Now, switching to the pound US dollar pair, this pair moved much higher as well. Overall, if you zoom out a little bit, we are still moving sideways with a bias that is sideways. We are looking for this pair to potentially move as high as 1.6695, possibly as low as 162.14. Look for some resistance around 165.40 and look for some support around 164.40 in this pair. Now, let's take a look at the US Swiss. This pair moved lower, did break previous support areas, closed below it. It is moving lower, it does have a bias to the downside. If we do get a rally, though, look for it to move as high as 1.0667, possibly as low as 103.62. Look for some resistance around 105.30 and look for some support around 104.32. Now, as far as news announcements goes, we do have some news announcements for tomorrow. We have the Reserve Bank of New Zealand releasing their rate decision. That particular rate decision is going to be released at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is they're going to hold at 2.5%. So we'll just have to check in and see on that one. Now, we do have the yen releasing their machine orders for July. Year to date, it's showing, I guess last month it was negative 29.7%. No consensus moving forward. That news is going to be released at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, we have the Australian dollar releasing their part-time employment change for August. The previous was at 48.2. We could see it move a little bit lower or higher if it's of any significance. Either way, look for it to move the Australian dollar. This particular news announcement is coming out at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have the Australian dollar's participation rate being released for August. The previous was at 65.3%. Here again, no consensus for this news announcement. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? We had yesterday the euro. We had a little trend line cross with a swing trade breakout. If you drop down to the 5-minute, it just zipped through. It actually took about 8 minutes to get through that and scalp those those pips that we talked about 10 pips, 12 pips from that. And of course, it continued to move higher. Now, what I'm going to look at is the US-Japanese yen pair on the 4-hour time frame. We have somewhat of a window of opportunity here. We have this particular bar's high, this bar's high, and this bar's high that all kind of have basically hit the same resistance areas. I'm looking basically for 92.40, looking to buy at that area or at that point, putting my stop loss right about here, just below this 4-hour bar's low, and then looking to bring it up to this point. Now, if this occurs, if you look just from a risk-reward standpoint, we've got about 38 pips, 39 pips. Up to here, we have 49 pips. So it's a little over 1-to-1. When I hit 1-to-1 moving up, I'd probably go to break even. And there are several points at which you could do that. along the way where previous support could turn into new resistance. But just to take a look at this chart, it has moved lower. It opened up for this week, moved lower, came back up, moved lower again, moved back up. We could also, depending on how this plays out, if we do get this pair to move up, over 70 pips or so, we could get a breakout that could, be triggered at around 93.25 or so, 24, and we could see it, move up to this range, 26 pips up, probably another 60 pips. Falls in line here with the 70, and then on up, you could just ratchet your stop loss and kind of trail it up as it hits these levels of past support and then resistance. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.